Monday. It's the start of a new week, so I decided I would go ahead and try and record what I'm doing this week. So yesterday I played golf, so that was good, and I also went for a run yesterday, so that was really good, trying to get a bit more cardio in. This morning I'm waking up, I am trying to get more fruit in my diet because I've kind of realized I don't really eat enough fruit, and I think the fruit's good for your digestion and all of that, so I'm going to try to eat more fruit. So what I did this morning was make myself a lovely breakfast. If you do not have a Yonanas in your life, you may want to get one. This thing is awesome. It basically takes frozen bananas or frozen fruit and smashes it up for you, so you can have a huge bowl of ice cream in the morning if you want, or really any time of day. You can do it for dessert. That's what we've been doing for dessert lately, and I think it's been working out really great. It's, less junk that I'm giving to the children, and it makes me feel better for that. Anyway, so this is breakfast, and I guess that's it for right now. Not a whole lot going on. I've got to get work started. It is like almost 9 o'clock, and I've really got to get work started. If you can hear the vacuum in the back, yeah, that's my little robot vacuum going. He's got to do his job today, though. He didn't get to do his job over the weekend. We were so busy that I never did run him. But yeah, busy weekend, so now it's a busy week. Anyway, ciao for now. Bye. Okay, I have been working most of the morning and just answering emails and setting up meetings for the week. And now I'm writing policy, which is just something we're doing an awful lot of lately. We just policy, trying to get things in order, trying to tell people how to operate on a corporate level, which is a little bit concerning sometimes because I think a lot of, and I don't think it's just my place of work, but a lot of businesses just sort of assume that everyone knows what to do and knows who to ask to do certain things, to get permission to do certain things and so on. But, oh my gosh, like I just feel like, especially this year, we're just writing so much policy. I guess it's a good thing. I don't know. But, people just need general direction. That's all that this really is. It's not like an overhanging, not malicious, but directive sort of situation. Says you have to do it this way or else. It's just, this is generally how it is done, and this is how you should do it, just so that we can keep track of everything. So that's my life. That's my life right now. I get a little aggravated with it because, I don't mind writing so much, but I just feel like it's a lot of policy right now and not as much like doing, like applying some of this stuff, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my butt. Anyway, so I'm kind of in the middle of just writing right now. I bought a laptop the other day off of Amazon over the Memorial Day sort of weekend, and into the weekend after that there were still some sales going on. HP was having sales on their website, and so I was looking at computers on there and a laptop. I wanted to get a laptop that would be powerful enough for me to actually do some video editing on. And so I was looking at something with like 32 gigabytes of RAM, maybe it was 36 megabytes, 32 megabytes of RAM, something like that. And a terabyte hard drive on it, just something really, really nice. And they had one for like $700, and I was like, oh, okay, that's probably the one I'll go ahead and get. It was a 2022, model, but it'd still be great. Then I went and looked on Amazon, and they had the exact same laptop in a different color for $500. So $200 off, basically. Almost $300 off, because it was like $750, $799, something like that. Somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly. But anyway, I got the same one off of Amazon in red. So it's scarlet red, which is probably the reason why they were selling so cheap. I don't see anybody with a laptop that's red, but it looks awesome. I hope that it works great for me. It's supposed to have Windows 11 on it. So once I get it, I'm going to put Shotcut, which is the editing software that I like to use. It's totally free and it's open source. I think it's great. I don't feel like that I should have to pay for editing software, because I'm not trying to do anything really fancy with this channel. So I feel like that Shotcut does everything I needed to do. And a couple, some extra stuff is in there too. I've been able to do all kinds of transitions. Not that I've done it, but you can do all kinds of transitioning. You can do all kinds of music editing on there. You can do all kinds of things that I have not even touched on it yet. And it's a great software to use. I have no complaints with it. But yeah, I'm excited to get that. That should arrive tomorrow. And once I get that tomorrow, I will hopefully get it set up in the evening. I do have to actually go to the office this week. We're back to a hybrid schedule where I'm in 3 days a week and I'm home 2 days a week. So I like to bookend my week. Today's Monday, so I'm home Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm at the office, and then Friday I am at home. So yeah, that's pretty much my week like that. And then this is just, kind of work. But I'm super excited tomorrow to get that laptop. I'm very, very excited to get started, because I want to do some actual writing and video editing. So I'm hoping what I can do is do all of my, planning on this laptop for videos, do all the recording and stuff with the cameras and everything, and then be able to video edit on that laptop. My poor PC, it's done a really good job so far. It's just slow. And it takes forever for it to spit out, and process the video into the YouTube format so that I can upload it to YouTube. And I think that's like MP4 or something. It just seems to take it forever to do that. And I don't think it should take it so long. I'm hoping this laptop will be a significant improvement. And I'm going to keep this thing clean, like as clean as possible. Not really do much on it at all. It was just a $500 laptop, so I'm not expecting the moon or anything, but hopefully the performance will be a little bit better than my poor PC. We were going to get a new PC anyway, but my husband's looking into that. So, and then the other thing I wanted to try and start doing with it, and probably trying to do too much, is writing. I want to actually write stories again. I haven't written a story or had an idea. I have ideas, I have lots of ideas for books I would like to read and would like to write. So maybe I'm asking too much of myself to actually take time and try and write something. Who knows? If I get an idea going and it's really going well and I write a lot of pages about it, I'll be like, okay, maybe I can actually turn this into a book. But I honestly don't expect to publish anything. Back in the way past, at the dawn of the internet, I used to write quite a lot of fan fiction. So that was good. And I used to get a lot of positive response of my fan fiction. I'm not going to share. No, it's embarrassing. I am not going to share the fan fiction that I used to write. It's on fanfic.com, fanfic.net or something like that. Oh my gosh, this is so dorky and such a long time ago. When all of that started, and I used to write just the trashiest smut. And all kinds. But it was always, based on characters that existed in other, things. A lot of anime. It was a lot of anime back then, and it's embarrassing. It's so nerdy. And I'm not going to share it. I am not sharing it with you all, no. Just too embarrassing. But I want to actually try and write maybe some books. I don't know if I want to do romance novels or if I want to try a fantasy. I love to write some fantasy. I have some awesome ideas for some fantasy books, and like non-romantic fantasy. I think I could probably churn out a decent YA book that doesn't have any fantasy in it, but a lot of action and adventure, and I think that would be really fun. I think that might be something that's a little bit lacking these days. I don't know. What do you guys think is missing out there in modern literature? What are you not seeing that you would like to see? I'd like to know. I know that there's an awful lot of romance right now, so maybe we need to start going in another direction. Maybe we don't need as much romance or have the romance make up the bulk of the story. There's a lot of girl characters that are just badasses. Maybe we need to have some male representation now, too. I know that might be a little anachronistic to say I love my girl characters that can kick ass, don't get me wrong, but I feel like boys are kind of being underrepresented right now, if that makes sense. So just trying to think of ideas. I don't know what we're missing lately and what I'd like to see. I'd like to see all kinds of things. Anyway, I'm so super excited for that laptop. I really want to get it tomorrow, I wish I was home tomorrow to get it too. My sister-in-law will be here, so she'll receive it upon my behalf. But, in the evening when I get in, I'll start setting it up and doing all of that and getting, it's got Windows 11. I have Windows 10 on just about everything else. So I'm hoping it's like extremely similar. And then I just have to start my profile and everything on the PC itself and set up all the security. But it should be just fine. It's like Windows 11 Home Edition that came with it. So yeah, it should be just fine. I didn't think I needed Pro. I looked at the comparison between the two, and I was like, I really don't need Pro. I'm not really concerned about data security or anything. So it should be just fine with the standard Home Edition. And if for some reason I feel like later on I need to upgrade, then I'll just shell out the $90 or whatever that Windows is asking for, and they can upgrade me. But anyway, I think that's it for the moment. We'll talk books here in just a little bit. It's been, I'll get there. Let's talk books in a little bit here. I'm going to stop for right now, and I'm going to probably go and wash some dishes and do some cleaning because I want to mull over this policy for a bit longer. And I find that when I'm working on other stuff kind of around the house and my brain is working on work stuff, and then I come back in 15-20 minutes or whatever, and I just brain dump into the document. I think that's what I'll do. Let's go do some dishes. All right. Wow. This has been quite a day so far. I have so much laundry to do. I just got done with some work I was doing, and I'm starving right now. I need to go eat something, and so I'm really wanting sushi, so let's go get sushi because I really, really want sushi. And while we're over there, it is pretty close to the thrift store. So I think I'm going to go to the thrift store and see what kids' clothes they have, because that is always something I pick up at the thrift store if I can. That way we're not going, I'm not buying brand new children's clothes all the time, and I can just, I can, what's the word I'm looking for? I can donate. I can redonate the clothes that they grow out of afterward, and I don't feel bad about it. So I'm kind of giving and receiving from Goodwill at the same time. So that's awesome. So I think that's what we'll do. Go eat some sushi and then go shop real quick at Goodwill, and then come back here and fold clothing. And I think what I'm going to try and do is fold and chat. We'll see how that goes. Bye. All right. We are here. Should go to Goodwill. Hi, there we are. We are at Goodwill. Hot day in the car. Let's turn off the air, which I don't want to do, but yeah, let's go into Goodwill, see what they've got. I'm back. I just got back, actually today's Sunday, and I just got back from a run, and I took a shower, and then I stretched, and I know I'm going to be really sore later because I usually don't run a lot. I'm trying to get back into it now because I can now, and yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to be really sore later, so hopefully the stretching helped. Anyway, I thought I'd share with you what I actually picked up at Goodwill while I was there. I'll start off with this cute little, I think it's a dress, like a regular dress from Nautica, but I have a feeling it's also sleepwear, or it could be used as sleepwear, because it's a really thin cotton. Yeah, it's a really thin cotton, but it's really cute, and I like it. So I'm thinking, either as a dress or possibly a sleepwear, but I really like having dresses like these during the summer because it's not so hot and heavy on your body, and I could even go to work with this, put a sweater on top, and not be super cold. So that was the first thing I found there. One of the things that I've been trying to find when I am at the thrift store now is any sports tops that are sleeveless for golf, because I go golfing with my dad on occasion. And I found this one. It's a Nike golf top, and I think it's from maybe a few seasons ago or something, because it's their sport dry fit fabric, which I know some of their other fabrics are different. This one's heavier feeling, and it feels more like a cotton in a way, but it might be the first or second edition of this type of fabric, but I'm hoping it will work really well. But I think it's really cute. I think I'll look pretty cute in it. So that was a really great find for me. And then I also found another one, the Under Armour shirt, and it's white, which is great for a hot sunny day anyway, because that white reflects the sun. And it is definitely made out of the more sporty, kind of stretchy, lightweight fabric. So I thought this was a really nice find too. Then I found some interesting little bits and bobs kind of around. I saw these bookends. Sorry, I had children busting in on me again. Anyway, I was going to say I got some little bits and bobs. Also, so I found these cute bookends. They're really heavy. And they were only $2. And originally, looks like from Pharrell's, a pair of bookends cost about $50. So I'm really surprised at that, but I ain't complaining. But I think they're real cute. They're just, scrolls and kind of floral motifs. Is it canthus leaves, I think? I think those are canthus leaves and roses. Whatever kind of signet rose or something that is. Reminds me of the Tudor rose in a way. But I thought those were really cool. So I'll be putting these on my bookshelves. You little rat! My son keeps busting in on me! Oh my gosh, I keep getting broken in on, so I need to move a little faster. Then the other thing I picked up, I saw this hardcover of Where the Crawdads Sing. I've gotten, I've heard mixed things about this book. Some people say it's really good. Some people say it wasn't that good. But I'm interested in reading it because I do like anything about Louisiana, especially. So I'm very interested in reading that. And it was like only $3. So a hardback for $3, I'm sold. Even if it's terrible, I can always just take it back to Goodwill and somebody else can read it too. Then I picked up a notebook. Really nice little notebook. These, like, you could pick these up at like Barnes and Noble and stuff for like $15. This one was like $2, and it's, you know, completely blank inside. Nobody's written in it before. There were no pages torn out, so it sold me, and it's really nice, and it goes along with another kind of floral notebook that I've already got. So anyway, that's it for the Goodwill haul. My son keeps trying to break into the room, and it's very amusing because he thinks it's hilarious. Hello, boy. Yes. And he's turned off the lights again. Let me go get him. Bye. It's fine. So, yes. Hi again. Hello, hi, hello. We're talking books. We're talking books. Before we get into books really quickly, I will say that this is the new laptop I got. It's absolutely fabulous. Look at this color. It is so red. This is like scarlet red, and I am very excited to be using it. And 32 is it gigs or something of RAM and a full terabyte hard drive on this bad boy. So I am really looking forward to it. I'm thinking about calling it, you know, the red demon guy from the Hell, what's it called? Not Hell World, Hellboy. I'm thinking about naming it after Hellboy because it's just so red. Love it. Anyway, we'll set that to the side really fast. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee really quickly. So we have gotten to the middle of June here. So I've got to get this stuff filmed, you know. I've been really bad lately. We've been so busy with so much stuff. We've got cheerleading going on. My daughter likes to do cheer. She just started that. T-ball on the weekends as well. My little son likes to do T-ball right now, and he likes to go play catch. And Mommy goes out inside and plays catch with them. And then that doesn't leave me a whole lot of extra time to actually film. So I figured during the summer months, if I keep doing this, I'm going to have to work in more time for this maybe during the week. I don't know yet. Anyway, I'll get it figured out. I have no idea. So, what did I actually get read in the month of May? So I'm looking at my GoodReads right now. Let me see here. I would actually count my reading of Tower of Dawn as being finished up at the end of April, but I have it down here as I finished it on May 4th, which is probably accurate. I don't know. I was really close to being done with it, I think. It was just a slow one for me. So Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. I read that. Then after that, I read The Broken Wings by Khalil Gibran. So good. Just tragic and heart-rendering and just good. And I wish it had been like a full novel because it was really like only 132 pages, it says here. It could have been a much longer story, and if it kind of kept up, you know, that the pace and the romance that was in it, and just the language usage in it was just so friggin' gorgeous. If that had been like expanded out, I would have absolutely loved it. I gave that one 4 stars. I also gave Tower of Dawn 4 stars as well. But The Broken Wings was really good. It's really more of a 4.5, but I didn't think it was absolutely perfect, like dead on perfect. So that's all I have to say on The Broken Wings. And then I also read A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. I gave that one a 3 stars because I liked it, I enjoyed it, but I don't really love it. I didn't totally agree with everything that Virginia Woolf said in it. I think that it was still a really good story, though, and a really good essay, And, you know, it was foundational feminist literature. I totally get that. Then I also read Kingdom of Ash. 5 freaking stars on the... Woo! It was so good. 5 freaking stars all the way. And that was probably the way to wrap up that particular story. I didn't even know that the storyline was totally like wrapped up in Kingdom of Ash for the Throne of Glass series. I figured there were going to be more Throne of Glass books, you know, just because Court of Thorns and Roses is still going, and also Crescent City is still going. But she kind of wrapped everything up in a nice little bow for all of the characters in this book. Now, all the characters got their happy ending, or at least most of the characters got their happy ending, I should say. It was an excellent way, I think, to finish the book, and I loved it. I absolutely loved that series. I will quit gushing on Sarah J. Maas now. We're done. Then I also read Brideshead Revisited by Evelyn Waugh. Oh, this book has my soul in it. I feel like it's so good. It's so good. But it wasn't like stellar, awesome, throw my, you know, knock my socks off. This is the most profound novel in the entire world. It's not that. You know, it's not like that, but it's still really good. It's just a lot of fun British witticisms. It's just a fun ride, I thought, throughout the entire book. It's emotional, it's funny, you know, in those weird, awkward little British, you know, ways that it's just hilarious. You know, the upper British aristocracy and the humor and the wit and just the sarcasm. It's what I love. It's hilarious and I love it. So I really enjoyed Brideshead Revisited. It's like I gave it a 4.5 because it was almost there. I think that if the story had been just a little bit different, I would have enjoyed it even more. But I felt like the ending was just kind of, it just made me a little bit too sad, I think, in some ways. But that's it. Then, let's see here. That wrapped up everything that was in May specifically. But I did finish a couple of other books these last couple of days in June. I want to just briefly mention really quick because I thought they were really, really good. So I went ahead and marked Tulipomania as finished because I kind of skimmed through the rest of it and finished it. Excellent book if you are interested in anything about the history of tulips, if you are interested in the Dutch tulip trade. Very interesting historical information in that book. Really, really good. Enjoyed it a lot. Then I read Sirens and Muses by Antonio. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Antonio. Sirens and Muses by Antonia Angress. I gave it a 2 stars. It started out pretty strong. It was a interesting concept. I enjoyed the idea. I was looking forward to kind of a, you know, something profound, something thought-provoking, you know, something that was really far-reaching and maybe, you know, just made you really think about something and really, like, just something more. And I feel like it didn't deliver on those promises. So Donna Tartt, she has also written a book called The Goldfinch, which I'm planning on reading very soon. And I think it deals in something similar to this book, where in the art world, you know, and all of that. Well, what this book does is it starts, you know, with some people in a college setting, and then everybody all of a sudden, oh, we're not in college anymore. We're all going to drop out because of various reasons. They all drop out, and then they are in the art world. This does not happen. I feel like this does not happen. Yes, the art world out in the gallery sphere, you have to know everybody, you have to be part of the inner circles, you know, all of this. And so I do feel like, yes, some of the characters, how they were described and the circles that they were in, okay, yes, they could have potentially gotten out of art school and gone right into the gallery scene and the money-making scene as far as the art world goes. But I also feel like that particular character was rather soulless and just not a good person and had so many issues that that really, I mean, her character didn't really make much sense at all, but that's beside the point. Everyone in this had some kind of either mommy or daddy issues, parental problems of some kind. They had a severe anxiety or, severe doubt in themselves. There was just a lot of psychological issue going on. That can be a really interesting thing. But I felt like this was not handled very well. Then I don't think the message was right here. I just don't really think it was. So it would have been better if she kind of stuck to that college setting, I feel like. And what it felt like to me in the college setting was another book that was turned into a movie, and that one was called The Rules of Attraction. And I actually want to read that book. And it looks fun to me. I enjoyed the movie. I remember, back in the early 2000s, I think that movie came out. But that handled the psychological aspects of being in college. And of these, I think there were 3 characters it mainly focused in on. And all of the things that went on in college, the depravity, the drinking, the parties, the drugs, sex, all of that stuff was in that book. And I think that story was done really well. There was elements of this in this story too. I just don't think Antonia Angress handled it very well. The writing was okay. I had no problem with the writing. It was just a bore. The story itself felt like a circle. Like all the characters in the story ended up back in the same place that they started at, I felt like. And only one character, I felt like, actually made progress in their development. Everyone else just kind of stagnated. And it was I think that is the word for it. The whole book was stagnant, and it didn't appeal to me because of that. So, sorry, Antonia, you wrote really well. I don't know what to say for you. I just felt the whole thing was very stagnant. So, anyway, 2 stars again for me. Then, what I just finished up recently was so good, was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. If you have not read Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, do yourself a freaking favor. Drop everything now and read it. Read it, because it is so freaking good. I get to the very end of the book, and the ending, I'm just like, what? And I flipped back, and I read the last couple of lines again, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. There isn't more? I was expecting another chapter. Anyway, but I want more. I want more of that story. It's so good. How should I describe this book? Definitely gothic and romance, but there's so much more in it other than the gothic and the romantic about it. It's cozy. It's an interesting, it's such an interesting book. I almost expected it to turn into a ghost story at some parts, because you felt like the presence of this other character that's not even alive anymore, their presence is everywhere, and you're just like, oh my gosh, is she gonna look up, and see something in the mirror and turn around and there's gonna be the ghost there, or is the dead body gonna come up walking off from the beach or something like that. It was thrilling, and it turned into a thriller sort of, and then you find out the whole story, the whole truth that's going on, and then it's just so good. It was so good. It wrapped up in a satisfying way, but also in a surprising way. I didn't see it coming at all. So anyway, if you enjoy a mystery, if you enjoy a romance, if you enjoy a thriller, if you enjoy psychological stuff going on, like confusion, is this real? Is this not real? Or am I going crazy? You will love Rebecca. It's so good. Please read it. It's so good. And I'm actually going to try and watch it on Netflix too, because they did a recent version of it on Netflix. It might have been this year. I have to look that up. But anyway, so that's what I read in May and really recently. And I had a really good month, I feel like. I'm still working on War and Peace. I'm at the very end of War and Peace. So I should be wrapping that up either in the next day or two, hopefully by the end of the week, because I am almost done. I'm like right at the epilogues. And I've heard tell you don't even have to really listen to epilogues. It's mostly just Tolstoy, harping on about how war is stupid, which I completely understand. But I feel like since I've put this much time into War and Peace, I may as well just read the entire thing. And then what I'm going to do, once I have all of War and Peace finished, I am breaking it out into kind of, into sizable chunks. And I'm going to go back and kind of vlog my experience with those, like books 1 through 4, books 4 through 8, something like that. I'm just going to kind of give my, my summary and my, opinion, my review, I guess, on each of those. And it will, I hope it will turn into kind of a nice little series to do on here. That's the idea anyway. I don't know if it'll be terribly successful or not. It's just what I want to do. And it's been a really good book. So heartbroken, though. I am so heartbroken at some points of it. And I will go into that. I don't want to speak about it too much, but I will go into that definitely in the vlogs for War and Peace. But such a wonderful book. Very important piece of literary history, I think. And I look forward to reading more Russian literature because it's very readable. Kudos to the translations on these things. Russian is probably a very difficult language. I have never learned anything near Russian. I've learned a little bit of Spanish and French and German. I love German. I think German is a beautiful language. It's also the easiest language for me as well. It might have something to do with some of my ancestry coming from the German people, but I don't know for sure. I didn't grow up in Germany. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't know a thing. I don't know a thing about Russian or any kind of Slavic languages. I think the next author I'd like to read, Russian author, is probably Dostoevsky. I also like to read Crime and Punishment soon. Or the Brothers Karamazov. I've heard that those are both two really like profound and really good books to read. So that is what I have read in the month of May and kind of into early June. I'm going to do my next video on what I plan to read with the rest of the month of June and what my TBR is going to be, because it's way different than what I had planned on. But we'll get there when we get there. I think it never fails that I keep forgetting to tell everybody thank you. Thank you for coming and watching these videos and all of that. I totally appreciate it. It's the greatest thing in the world to me to even be able to make these and to put them onto YouTube. So I appreciate anybody that watches these. But if you enjoy this content, please like, please subscribe, and have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.